Can't wait for the lovely tyre wear. Yes, it's definitely something. I think I did. Let me actually check to make sure I'm not lying. I did 16 laps on the hards and got 80% tyre wear and puncture. So yeah, not good. W commentator, let's go epic. Alexis is back at Mercedes. Let's go. Alexa, stop. Silly Alexa. Should be going in a few minutes. Alright, it's 7 o'clock. Where's the green? Where's the green flag? you, Stefano. Good luck to all the drivers as well. Can we get a green flag? Can we get a green flag? Dino dance emote. Oh, don't want to leave the session. Come on. Green flag. Let's go. All right, hello and welcome to round 5 here in Division 1 of ExA, where we go to Qatar in the Middle East. Very small country playing host to these drivers. So at first, we'll have a short qualifying session, 18 minutes long, followed by a sprint, which is 10 laps long, and then a full 50% race, which is 29 laps long. Of course, we saw in the divisions below that fuel and tyre wear are major issues here at this track. So we'll see how careful these drivers are with their tyre choice and fuel loads. Just wait for 4 more drivers to ready up and we can get racing on, well, qualifying on the track. Just waiting for Epic Alexa. Oh, there we go. Who's going to come out first? No one moving in the pit lane for the first 30 seconds. Why I say that, it looks like a Williams might be coming out of the pits. McLaren and what looks like a Red Bull as well. Or Mercedes, not Red Bull. That's an AlphaTauri, not a Williams. Oh well. Oh, yeah, that one on the pits as well. So who is actually out? Jen on the first out lap here. First out of the pit box as well. The only McLaren driver in. Oh no, never mind. Two McLaren drivers, just didn't see Corey there. Corey out on an out lap as well as the Mercedes of Alfredsons. All those three were the first to come out of pit box. We'll say on Koru as they will most likely be the first to start a flying lap. A bit lucky there, not invalidating the out lap as well as the lap in the next lap along with it. They come across the start-finish line to set their first flying lap. I'll start to set their first flying lap. Yellow flags in sector 3, that is the Mercedes of Alfredsons. Through turn 1, 2 and 3 now. Very sweepy left, right, well right, left, right corners. More yellow flags in sector 3. Some cars just slowing down. Level sector 1 as always being the first drivers to come through. Trying not to invalidate this lap. Of course, in divisions below, we've seen a lot of drivers invalidating their laps, and in races getting a lot of penalties because of the track limits here. A track brand new to Formula 1 this season, so a lot of practice needed if you're going to be good at this track. Keeping it within track limits there, down into the final corner. As long as he stays in the track limits, which he does, comes up to the line, passes the only Red Bull left in the pits. And it is a 1 minute 20.904 to beat. Jen comes across the line of 121.014, so 1.1 slower. Mercedes now coming across the line. Alfredson sets a 120.590. The other Mercedes of Leo coming across the line will set a 120.3. So the two Mercedes currently on top. The other Alpha Tauri setting a 125.10. Crackerman, also known as Polar. Aston Martin now of Glocksick coming across the line, goes fifth fastest, 120.906. Ferraris both on their outlaps, so they're going to start their flying lap. Danny Machala retiring from this qualifying session. I'm trying to look why. Never mind. Just popped out of existence already. Currently, Leo, the only driver to get into the bottom half of the 1 minute 20. He's only by 100th though, with Crackerman getting a 20.510, as it looks like an Alpine has spun around in the middle of Sector 2, bringing out some yellow flags. The other yellow flags just cars slowing down. We stay on board with Pilot as they invalidate right as I say that. So we're going to look at someone else then. Who are we going to have a look at? Everyone else coming into the pits. Turtle Destroyer on their first flying lap. Purple Sector 1. Ferrari coming through to the final, past the final corner, through to the start finish straight. That is F104. They go second. 1 minute 20.470. Still just under a tenth to go to try and beat Leo to provisional pole. We'll go back to Turtle Destroyer. Coming through the middle of Sector 3 now. Oh, wow! Big tank slapper there, and they've just completely ruined that lap on the curb and back into the pits. In the meantime, Aiden going 5th fastest with a 1 minute 20.783. And that is everyone up to speed on times. Everyone apart from Reason B and Marco that haven't set a time, and Pilot Flirt are in the pits. So I think it's around 10 minutes to go in the session. Yeah, 10.5 minutes to go. So no rush to come out, but you would like to set at least a banker lap before the time runs out. Pilot going for another lap here. So they've done an ERS recovery lap. And now go again. No one else setting his time just yet. Still no one battling for the pole position. Leo just a tenth up on the Ferrari right now. Pilot, a purple Sector 1. Yellow flags in Sector 3. I think that might have been the Ferrari. Williams getting out the way of this Haas driver now. Coming through to the Sector 2 split. What's it going to be? Purple Sector 2 is for 53.7. So if they can get this final sector spot on, it could be provisional pole. Yellow flags flying everywhere. Good though for this Haas driver, not in the place that he is currently. Oh, they are currently down into the final corner, keeping it right on the line of valid and invalids. Coming up to the line, what's they gonna set? A 1 minute 21.5. So just completely messed up in sector 3 and lost probably around a second of lap speed. Marco a 1 minute 21.2 as well. Good enough P9 right now. Tesla Destroyer invalidated to his out lap. So is Bud Lightyear. Guri on a flying lap. Going through the sector 2 split. It's purple sector 2. Now coming through the final corner on the curbs, lucky not to invalidate. We'll go across the start-finish line. It's going to be a new fastest lap of this session, a 1 minute 20.063. Alfredsson's improved their lap up to a 1 minute 20.154. So Leo now in third place and is out on the track to try and improve that. Yep, 20.0. Tesla Destroyer now coming through the final corner. Yellow flags flying everywhere, and it's a bit of a I don't think what's it called. Let's call it a skedaddle. 1 minute 22.3. Did a 20.5 in X2. This just shows how fast some of these drivers are. Guri also done a 1 minute 8.7 in Monaco, by the way, as well. Yeah, they are some of the best drivers we have in this division. Well, not in this division, in this league. Fran on their first flying lap, hoping to get their first time on the board. Only 5 drivers left to set a lap time. Apparently a purple sector 2 as well. Alfa Romeo will come across the line before France, so we'll see what Alfa Romeo can set. Oh, it's going on out lap. So was F104 up to P6, but Fran with a new fastest lap of this qualifying session, a 1 minute 19.995. Bud Lightyear retiring from the race, well, qualifying session as well. That's actually crazy speed. 1 minute 19.9. Marco up 1/10 on their best time so far. Going up to the sector 2 split now. Almost 4/10 up on their time now. We'll put them around P10 currently. Ferrari right behind the Alfa Romeo as well. So we'll see what the Ferrari can set. It is Ferrari of F104. Marco will go 11th fastest, 1 minute 20.8. F104 goes to 4th place, 1 minute 20.157. So the top 5 separated by around 0.2. And then everyone's come back into the pits. Okay. Gloxic and Pilot are both on out laps, so we'll stay with Gloxic because they're further along in the lap. Didn't even notice Futa up into P7, a 1 minute 20.363, as well as Tomica, a 1 minute 20.527 in 8th. The other Ferrari of Reasonby has now come out for a out lap. Maybe might get in the way of Gloxic on the flying lap. Well, hard to see though. Yeah, might just get in the way. Nice from Reasonby just to let the Aston Martin go straight through. No one wants a holding or blocking penalty. One and a half cents up on their best time. We'll put them up to around P10. Oof, off the track, invalidated. And Gloxic will stay 13th for now. What's Pilot doing? +6 hundredths on their best time so far. So they're not improving just yet. We'll see what the Sector 2 split is. 23 seconds, no. Had something in a Sector 2. Probably a spin. And they'll most likely go back into the pits. Maybe, no, they won't. It's a minute and a half left. I've just seen it flash between the yellow flags popping up everywhere. We'll follow Reasonby on their first flying lap then. His teammate, the other Ferrari up in P4, can he replicate that? No, he can't. He's sliding out of turn 6, I believe that is. Still carrying on with the lap, still pushing to get a lap time. Gonna hit a wall of traffic right now. Everyone starting their final flying laps of this qualifying session. Gloxic retiring from the qualifying session as well. So we've got 3 retirements from this session. As Reasonby comes across the line, it is good enough for 14th. 1 minute 21.274. So the checkered flag is out. F104, the first to take the checkered flag. Koru goes up into 9th with a 1 minute 20.6. Good enough to start hopefully in the top half of the order. Pilot into the pits. Will not improve from 15th. 2 Mercedes coming up to the line now. We'll see what they can do. Alfredson's doesn't improve. And Leo across the line goes second fastest, a 1 minute 20.034. 300ths between himself and Yuri, but Futa with the new fastest lap. 1 minute 19.978. 200ths quicker than Fran, who has failed on their lap. Fran has bailed on the lap. Futa with provisional pole. Curie coming up to the line now. It's now or never for the Alpine. And it's never. Fran into the pits. Curie not improving. Unless Riesenby can get a massive lap in, which I don't think he will. Yeah, yellow flag's out for the Ferrari. Futa will be your sprint pole sitter. Just wait for a few drivers to get into their pit box. Just Riesenby left. Get in your pits. There you go. Should finish right now. There we go. There is confirmation of your qualifying order. Futa on pole position for the sprint. 18 thousandths between them and the Williams of Fran Bianchi in second place, lining up alongside on the front row. Leo and Guri on the second row. Alfredsons and F104. Crackerman, Marco, Tomica and Aiden finish showing up the top 10. Koru, Jen, Turtle Destroyer, Gloxic, Riesenby, Pilot Flow, Brown Boy with a 1 minute 24.0 in the end. And then 3 drivers not setting a lap: Bud Lightyear, Danny Mashala and Epic Lexa, rounding off the sprint grid. Alright, we're back in Qatar for the sprint race now. It's 10 laps here in the Middle East. A lot of drivers will opt for the medium tyres. We might see some soft tyres on, especially with the good chance of an early safety car in those 10 laps. The only tier I believe not to have one in the sprint was X5. So more than likely to have a safety car. There we go. 5 red lights turning on. And it's lights out and away we go for the sprint here in Qatar. Futa gets away well. If we can have a look at him, there we go. An amazing start from the Aston Martin. An even better start though for Leo, who moves up a few places. Curie, I think Leo moved up a few places anyway. Epic Lexa moving up 2 places up into 14th. Tomica up 1 place already. The Alpine up into 7th place. Alfredsons and F104 switching places. Yellow flags in Sector 1. That is the Ferrari and Red Bull of Riesenby and Bud Lightyear. I believe both drivers are carrying on. We'll see that blue dot moving. Yes, we will, and we won't have a safety car. Alfredsons losing a few places to the cars around him right now. Yellow flags again is the Haas of Pilot Flow. Just the car's not really adapting to this track at the moment. A lot of drivers are opting for those medium tyres. We see the front 2 at least are on the mediums. Crackerman falling far back as well. Maybe a bit of a oversteer and down into 17th place. Tomica has Gone off. I don't know. Where is he? Where's Tomica? Oh, there he is now. Pilot Flow's left the session, probably glitched out, maybe. Crackerman and Bud Lightyear into the pits then. So they would have a front wing needing to be changed. Up into turn 4 goes Futa, Fran, Leo and F104. All basically side by side with each other. Of course, no possible race strategy as it is only 10 laps. We're already done 1.5 of them. Bud Lightyear retiring from this session in the pit lane. Shouldn't have a safety car. A lot of drivers just following right behind them, just snaking along this Qatar circuit. Going down into the main straight then. DRS will be enabled this lap. Only one DRS detection zone though, which is this DRS straight. As a lot of drivers using the ERS, and Fran going down the outside, the Ferrari going down the inside, they all touch, and the Mercedes goes down the inside of all of them, up into second place, but has to back off for the Aston Martin, and Ferrari going down the inside of the corner. Mercedes back down into P4, battling with Fran, but F104 from third up into first. If that's a battle without DRS, I'd love to see one with it. Epic ExA, the first driver to get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is exceeding the track limit too many times. You get 2 warnings from the stewards, and then they give a 3-second time penalty. Cristiano Messi, innit? Danny Machala, 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits, and another one, Gloxic as well, for exceeding track limits. Reasonby as well. DRS train forming behind F104. Penalty for Argentina. I think it might be the Aston Martin diving down the inside of turn 1. Ferrari will have the inside for turn 2 though. So Futa trying to get back past the Ferrari driver. Just has to wait a tiny bit longer. Futa having around about 10%. Oh! ERS, I forgot the words, but they have a collision. The Ferrari goes, just continues straight on, but that was a scary moment for F104. They have regained about 2/10 of that from the collision. 2/10 of time, that is. Going through the triple right-hander now, though. Marco with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. You can see in the background of this image, a lot of cars want to overtake each other from about 7th place forward. Jury with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. All these cars with DRS. The Aston Martin looking down the inside once again. A lot closer this time to the Ferrari and pushing him off the track. The Ferrari stays in front though with the inside line on turn 2. We'll have the outside line of turn 3, but the Ferrari stays in front for it, so it doesn't really matter. Reason B with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. The latest driver to do so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers exceeding the track limits and getting penalties for it. The Mercedes, I don't know what happened there, but they went really shallow into the corner. Marco and Aiden now battling for 7th place, the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers. Curie all the way down in 15th, so he's spun at, or I don't know what happened, but he's had an incident at turn 7. I picked ExA up into P9, battling with Turbo Destroyer for that position. Tomica, I don't know what's happening to him, but he's stopping on track, maybe to cool down his tyres from a spin, maybe. Down in 17th, you can see that light blue dot coming through a Sector 2 split on a mini-map. Here we go once again for the DRS overtake on the of the Aston Martin. Is he close enough this time to have a go? No, he isn't. Marco out of the session. And it's a full course safety car now. The first of what could be many. Marco spinning out of turn 1. I'm not sure how exactly. But that collision with something, maybe the wall, brings out the first safety car of this round. F104 exceeding track limits as well, so that might not be good news for the Ferrari driver, as there's only 4 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line with the safety car laps as well. So all the drivers just starting to bunch back up. Crackerman might be able to get into the points. I believe it's up to P10 that gets the points in the sprint. Some could correct me in the chat if I'm wrong about that. It is 10th place. Gets points in the sprint. F104 is going to have to make up those 3 seconds of penalty. We'll just check if it is 3 seconds. It is. They're going to have to make up those 3 seconds of time penalty in around about 2 or 3 laps. Of course, there's a safety car. When isn't a safety car? What happened to Stuart? I think he's just either just lost control of the car or got spun around. At turn 7, the corner they're just about to go into now. For literally every single time I join an ExA stream, it's always a safety car. I swear people can have me clean. Well, I don't think this was I don't think this was actually someone's fault of crashing into someone. I think they just spun out, hit the curb and bounced back on, hit the wall and bounced back on track. It was like the exit of turn 1 on the right hand side. Go on board with the F104 guys, please. What for? What walls they're 10,000 miles away from the track? I'm not actually sure what happened. We're gonna have a look. Coming through the exit of turn 1 here. It's not too far away from the track. That wall right there, that metal barrier. But I think Marco did just bounce back onto the track. Marshall, what did you want to go on board with the F104 guy for? Hoping that the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. Oh, as I say that, race control have confirmed safety car is in this lap. So we will go green light racing from the start of next lap. Of course, no DRS anymore during the course of this sprint race. So all the drivers will have to have their speed from ERS and raw pace alone. F104 has a massive gap already. Hasn't gone yet. Just warming up their medium tyres. They have gone now. And it's over a second gap to Futa in second. Using some overtake to try and keep that gap over a second. Futa just having maybe a bit of higher wings. Or lower wings, should I say. To get the what's it called? Straight line speed. It's just hovering within that 1 second gap now. No real overtakes from the safety car restart. Benny Machala trying to battle with Glocksik. Will try and go on board with those two. As I say that, Okuri going up the inside of Brown Boy. Reason B, Pilot Flow, Tomica and Crackerman all going past each other at the same time. Reason B, we just saw going past Pilot Flow once again. ExA with another 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. Caution in sector 3. There's Epic Lexa losing the car. Also depends, they are basically all 3 seconds apart from few. 3 seconds apart from Epic Lexa was 6 and Reasonable with 9. Aiden getting past Koru, Koru getting past Aiden. Brown Boy retiring from the session in the pits. Dane Machala passing Huggy Boss. That is Gen for P9. Tomica up into P14, passing the Haas of Pilot Flow. Leo and the two Mercedes. Not two Leo's Mercedes. Fran and the two Mercedes. Not really getting anywhere nearer to F104. F104 getting the time they need, but maybe not enough. It is the final lap of this race. The Ferrari needs just over a second more of speed, so Futa needs to just keep within 9/10 of the car in front, and they will win this sprint race. Danny Machala up into P9, re-overtaking Turtle Destroyer. F104 coming around the final corner. It's 2.4 seconds the gap, 2.5 seconds the gap. Turtle Destroyer with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. F104 crosses the line, but Futa gets promoted. and wins this sprint race. Leo coming home second, so F104 dropping down into third, still on the podium. But two drivers get in front of him because of that track limits penalty. There you go. That is the classification for the sprint race. Futa winning from pole position. Leo in second. F104 in third. Fran Bianchi in fourth. Alfredsson's fifth. Aiden, Koru, Jen, Tomica and Guri Kellerman rounding off the EXA points giving positions for the sprints. Danny Machala, Turtle Destroyer, Pilot Foe, Crackerman, Gloxic, Reason B, Epic Lexa, Brown Boy finishing off, Epic Lexa finishing off the finishers of this sprint with Brown Boy, Marco and Bud Lightyear retiring. I'll try and get as many, never mind. I was going to say I'll try and get as many incident things as possible for the sprint, but never mind. Here we are, 29 laps this time. The main 50% race here in Division 1. Waiting for the drivers to make any changes that is allowed to their setup. Any fuel changes they may want to do, especially if they started to run out of fuel, they want to add some more for this 29 lap race. And tyre compound choice is 5 red lights. Quite long, but we go racing in Qatar for the final time in this league. And the Red Bull already around. Bud Lightyear doing some donuts off the start. Futa going around the outside, trying to force his way back through past F104. F104 and Fran Bianchi going right at it as the Williams gets past Fran on the, turn 3. A few drivers messing around in the midfield, but Fran passing Futa as well. So Fran off to a flyer. Futa down in P3, still battling with the Ferrari of F104. Danny and Koru both dropping places to Turtle Destroyer up into P10 now. Possible race strategies is a one stop from softs up to lap 12 and mediums or hards up to around about lap 14, and then mediums the whole way after that. Of course, they have to use 2 compounds during this race, unless it was raining, which is, I think it's geographically almost impossible for it to rain in Qatar. There you go, Fran Bianchi, new fastest lap of this race. The first lap, in fact, is a 1 minute 28.627. Tomica passing Turtle Destroyer for P9. Brown Boy and Crackerman also getting up a place further behind. Bud Lightyear into the pits, going out on hard tyres. The front two of Fran and F104 just pulling away slightly. Pilot Flo and Danny Machala switching places quite a few times. A lot of drivers on those hard tyres. Aiden with a 3-second time penalty, the first driver to do so in this race. How'd it go so far? Only one safety car so far. some great racing up the top as well. DRS will be turned on this lap, so cars can use the DRS when they are within 1 second of the car in front. However, like any race in Qatar, it is only the main straight that has the DRS detection. Ferrari tried to go down the outside, breaking some brake boards and advertisement boards, being almost pushed off the track by Fran. But the Williams still in front. Those soft tyres will start to get a bit worn out by around about lap 9. Those medium tyres can go around 5 laps longer as well. The Williams going off track, so that's probably a warning for track limits there for Fran Bianchi. Look how close they are. Glock retiring from the session. Virtual safety car. Just as F104 was mounting an attack, Glock retires from this session. Oh wow, that's a lot of wing damage. A lot of debris on the track. And until that debris gets put away, virtual safety car stays out. Fran Bianchi into the pits. For a spin, he got caught by a driver. It's a lot of damage for a spin. Crackerman with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Medium tyres on for Fran then. Crackerman looks like they're serving a time penalty. Oh no, never mind. He got hit after spin. Okay, that makes more sense. Crackerman just... I don't know what happened there. He could have released really a lot earlier, but gave the position up to Koru, who's also on those hard tyres. But all the way back up to the top. DRS is enabled, so safety car, or virtual safety car, is back in. F104 with a second advantage almost to Leo. Crackerman overtakes Koru almost straight away there. Turbo Destroyer getting past Reason B as well. Yuri Killerman will try to get past Jen here. Both drivers will have DRS, so it might be a bit more difficult than it usually would be with the driver behind only having DRS. Futa and Alfredsson's fighting it out for P3, going through the exit of turn 1 into turn 2. Aiden right behind as well, ready to make a move if one of them makes any sort of mistake. Futa staying around the outside then of turn 4, making it work still though. Futa getting right... Well, Alfredsson's getting right behind Futa. Almost pushing him along through the corner. Pilot Flow, a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Crackerman getting past Epic Lexa, so it's a McLaren 17-18. Not a great race so far from the British team. Reason B with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Bud Lightyear with a new fastest lap of the race, the 1:23.1. The Mercedes pulls out in front of the Aston Martin. Aston Martin dropping 2 places, so Futa without the DRS being overtaken by Alfredssons and Aiden. Aiden going down the outside, the Mercedes just getting enough traction to stay in front of the Alfa Romeo. These two really, really want to get on with things now. Pilot flow getting past reason B. I don't know if that was internet issues with a bit of a glitch, or if they just saved a massive snap. Aiden getting almost overtaken, now overtaken. Can Futa make it stick? Off the track goes the Aston Martin, and has to give back the place to the Alfa Romeo. F104 up top goes 2.5 seconds now faster. Turtle Destroyer, I think that might be, no, that's Bud Lightyear going off the track. Bud Lightyear with a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. They might as well get that removed if there's another safety car, but nothing really gonna happen from 19th. But Lightyear with another 3-second time penalty, so they're probably going to retire coming into this pit stop. Yeah, Alfa Romeo getting past, well, almost getting past Alfredssons. Oh, Alfa Romeo sliding through the exit of turn 1. Just couldn't keep it together through the traction. Maybe turn the traction on. Put his foot down a tiny bit too early. Aiden down into P7. Fighting with fury for P7 actually. All this fighting for the rest of the podium places has given Leo a 2.5 second advantage and F104 a 3-second advantage. Fran Bianchi with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Fran still down in P14. There you go, Rowley. The Williams of Fran getting past Danny Machala then for P13. There you go, Millen. Whoa! I don't know what that was. That must have been a internet glitch from Danny Machala. For some reason, it made him go like Super Saiyan. Just go flying off the track and join back. Oh, you're surprised, okay. Fran less than a second now from overtaking Pilot to get back into the points paying positions. Of course, Fran, one of the only drivers in the top 13 to pit already. Actually, the only driver in the top 13 to pit already. Tomica gets past Aiden then for P7. Turtle Destroyer gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. We go again for the DRS train. A few less carriages on the train in this certain situation. Danny Machala getting past Fran Bianchi, who goes into the pits for a second time. Alfredsson's right on the back of Futa, trying to get back past the Aston Martin once again. Alfredsson's with a 3-second time penalty, so pushing harder and harder gets him a time penalty, just pushing a bit too hard there. Marco switching places with his teammate Aiden for P8. Reason B getting past Fran who comes out of the pits in P17. Leo not out of it yet. Mediums versus hard. Delta difference is big. I didn't say Leo was out of it, but 4.5 seconds is a big gap to make with Leo being on the hards. Alfredsson then goes past the Aston Martin of Futa with the DRS. An easy move in the end for the Mercedes driver. Futa will try and get that place right back as these laps go on. Yellow flag in sector 1, that is Danny Machala spinning where Marco did in the sprint race. Fortunately enough, no safety car needed as Danny carries on. F104 into the pits. Brown by the 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limit. So it's a 5-second gap between Leo and F104. Leo will overtake to get the race lead. Will still have to pit. So where will F104 come out? They've put the hard tyres on. So they're going to the end of the race. F104 will come out between the Williams and the AlphaTauri, it looks like. Oh no, between the Alfa Romeo and the Williams. So P10 for the Ferrari. Yellow flags once again. I'm not quite sure where that is. Oh, it's in the pits. Danny Machala retiring from this session and retiring from the Qatar Grand Prix here in Division 1 of ExA. Not 11 laps in, the crossover is after 11 laps. Alfredsson's still chasing Futa, so Futa did get past Alfredsson's in the time we took to see F104 into the pits, but the Mercedes is back once again past the Aston Martin. Leo needs a safety car or virtual safety car right now. Marco up into P7, passing Turtle Destroyer. Good race so far from the Alfa Romeo. Reason B passing Pilot Flow for P14. Only a few places difference to the points positions. F104 with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits, just like in the sprint. That could come back to haunt the Ferrari driver up into P7 now. But we'll have that 3 seconds added on to the end of their race time. If you were here from the sprint race, you would know those 3 seconds that he got for exceeding track limits then demoted him down into P3 after finishing the sprint in first. Yuri and Jen both into the pits. Here you go. Futa getting back past Alfredsson's then, so this battle will go on for quite a while if it continues like it has been doing. The Aston Martin versus the Mercedes. Both cars, well, one at least the Alpine will come out in front of the McLaren. McLaren slots in between the two that have come into the pits. Yuri onto the mediums, Jen also onto the mediums. Pilot flow coming into the pits. Leo still yet to pit. Leo saving a lot of ERS, not really having to use much, just relying on the raw pace of himself to get what is now a 3.9 second gap and stay out for at least another lap onto lap 14 of 29. Koru being overtaken by Jen for P12 and Turtle Destroyer with another I think the first 3 second penalty that they have accumulated for exceeding track limits. Futa, Alfredsson's, Tomica, Turtle Destroyer, Marco, Brown Boy and Epic Lexa all into the pits then. Can someone get this man an invite? F104 really closing that gap now. 9.6 seconds the gap, in fact, to Leo, who still has to pit. The pit time is around about 20 to 25 seconds. So Leo really would desperately need a safety car, or at least a virtual safety car right now. It has to happen the next 3 seconds. Leo into the pits then. It won't be a surprise to see F104 overtaking the Mercedes and regaining the lead of this race. But remember, F104 has the 3 second gap. Fusa with a 3 second time penalty. I meant time penalty for the Ferrari, not a gap. Fusa with a 3 second time penalty for exceeding track limits as well. Aiden goes up into second place. I think Aiden still might need to pit. Yes, Aiden, the only driver yet to pit in this race. So Alfa Romeo's tyres must be screaming right now. Yuri Killerman with a 3 second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. Leo, Jen, Tomica, Koru and Krakerman and Efek, the only drivers not to have a track limits penalty right now. Going on to lap 16 of 29 then. Aiden coming into the pits and has a 5 second time penalty added to either the end of the race lap time or to serve in the pits if they're making another pit stop for speeding in the pit lane. Koru also comes into the pits to change their tyres or some wing damage they may have, but it's a 14.5 second gap from the Ferrari of F104 to the Mercedes of Leo. Reason B retiring from this race. Didn't have a reasonably good race, down in 15th, and goes into the pits, retires. This is going to be another disappointment from that side of the Ferrari garage. 2 races in a row. Corey with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. You can see the Ferrari of Reason B just pulling over there. Oh, the noise has started. Not the noise. Not the crispy noise. Alfredsson's passing Futa. So even though both of these have been in the pits, this battle still continues almost 8 laps later. Alfredsson's with a major ERS advantage though. 57 to 59% advantage. Well, about 44% advantage on the ERS percent to Futa. Crackerman in the pits has retired from this session as well. So it is 16 drivers left in this round 5 of Division 1. The gap to F104, Theo's brought it down to 12.5, so 2 seconds has been cut out of that gap. Futa not close enough to overtake Alfredsson's this time. So maybe this battle might start to just fade away now that Futa has basically run out of ERS. I believe that was Brandboy getting another 3 seconds of time penalties for exceeding track limits. I say it might start to fade away. Look how close the Aston Martin still is to the back of that Mercedes. Fran Bianchi with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Fran having a really good race up until the first pit stop. Just stuck in 12th place right now. So in the last points paying position, 10 seconds or even 11 seconds in front of Corey. So from 12th place upwards, basically have guaranteed himself points unless another safety car happens. Hello. What are the penalties? I will give you the penalties. They are 3 seconds for F104, 3 seconds for Alfredsson's. Futa as well have 3 seconds. Guri has 6. Turtle Destroyer. Brandboy has 6, Aiden has 8, Fran has 9, Pro and Pilot have 3. It's good. Haven't played it in a while. The gap to first and second now 11.5 seconds, so within 2 laps has come down another second. I'm not sure it might be close. Half the grid run out, I feel probably. Yeah, it might be close at the end, but we can't really tell until the end. Aiden and Marco switch places once again, this time for P10. This battle isn't going away very soon. Futa still right behind the back of this Mercedes. I'm not even joking. What's that? Leo overfuels and he won't make it at this rate. You never know. Tomica with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits. You need like 1.2, 1.3 extra fuel. You probably need more like 1.5, 1.6. Yeah, 1.7 laps of fuel extra. I mean, it wasn't out for that long to get like 0.45, an extra half lap of fuel, even if you did use lean. There you go, one driver into the yellow fuel. That is Brown Boy. See on the telemetry, the yellow fuel icon underneath the RPM. Leo was 2.0 over and now he's 0.3. Been lifting and coasting for the past 5 laps. Oh, this noise is terrible. Futa still with the DRS detection on Alfredsson's. Alfredsson really needs to break that second mark. Was close to breaking it, but just couldn't on that lap previous. Lap 22 of 29 now. The gap going back up almost to 12 seconds. So if F104 just needs to keep his car on the track. Hang on a second, Rowley. And he'll win this race. Terrible noise. The gap from Alfredsson's to Futa is 8.8 seconds, 8.8 tenths. With it now Futa, 3-second time penalty, as well as Tomica for exceeding track limits. And it's still under a second, so Futa will still get that DRS. Hanging in there with 5% ERS. Aiden looking to make a move on Brown Boy. Going to be an easy move with the help of DRS and the Alfa Romeo passing the Williams driver. both on low ERS, but Brown Boy is still the only driver on that yellow fuel. Oh, there's another one. Fran on the yellow fuel icon. Alfredsson's now only 1.3 seconds behind his teammate. We've been told that Leo is lifting and coasting a lot. P4 is P15, epic. P15, not P14. Alfredsson's now within a second of his teammates. So I was saying that we've been told Leo is lifting and coasting. That gap up the top, 13.5 seconds. Please, red flag. It's not. Red flags aren't turned on because it glitches the lobbies most of the time. Please, safety car. Well, anything can happen. There's 5 laps to go. Once F104 passes the pit, well, not pit line, pit straight. Oh, I can't speak. Blah, blah, blah. The start-finish line. How's F1 so far ahead? Because of strategy. And very fast. And Leo lifting and coasting. And now will get overtaken by his teammate. And there you go, Epic. You're right in front of the Mercedes. Right where you'd want to be. Won't talk about how you're ghosted though. Corey with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Yeah, I know you're disconnected. Yuri Kellerman with a 3-second time penalty, as well as Bramboy with another 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. It looks like Leo has done enough lifting and coasting to get him through to the finish line. Fran back into the pits. Was I disconnected for the whole sprint? I have no idea. Leo plus 0.1 of fuel. That could be enough. Maybe. Futa with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. So Leo right now would still have enough speed on his Mercedes to get up into second place because of penalties. These 0.05 a lap for conserving. So you need like plus 0.4. No. I don't know. Bramboy trying to get past the Red Bull of Total Destroyer for P7, but right behind the Williams is the Alfa Romeo of Aiden. A 3-way battle for P7. Corey with a new fastest lap on the soft tyres, the McLaren, a 1 minute 22.684. These three going right behind each other. gearbox to front wing. Or gearbox to front wing, more like. Keep an eye on the timing screen. We cannot see tyre wear. Epic. We can see the penalties. There you go. Aiden down the inside of the Williams there. Ghosted cars going all over the place. Aiden up into P6, passing the Williams of Bramboy. Futon 85% tyre wear. Puncture territory then. Tesla Destroyer and Marco into the pits. Corey getting that yellow warning for fuel. Yuri getting past Jen for P8. Oh, that's a terrible noise. With both Mercedes still going at it. Leo apparently on the very edge of running out of fuel. Fran Bianchi with new fastest lap of this race, a 1 minute 21 point something. Yellow flag's flying for a second. It's gone away, but Leo back up into P2. Mercedes team strategy coming into play, I think. Oh no, never mind. Alfredsson's with a front left tyre puncture. Going to have to go the whole way around to come into the pits on the second last lap of this race. Fran Bianchi with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Futa might get that P3 after all. Futa on 92%. Wait, P1 has 17 laps? Yeah, something like that. Watch Futa's front left. The front left is the main tyre to get a puncture on because of how the track lays. This is drive till till the tyres explode. You know, drive to survive, not drive. Drive to survive. Really, Fran Bianchi retiring from this race in the pits. P13, 20 seconds back from P12. Doesn't think they're gonna get into the points. Futa stays out for the last lap of this race. Yellow flags in sector 2. That is Marco. Aiden getting past Tomica, Tomica comes into the pits on the last lap. Futa's stream died. You're gonna have to watch this one then. Watch those front tyres. Oh, is that a puncture? It's a puncture front right for Futa. 7 seconds down the road is Aiden. 7.5 seconds, 6.5 seconds. 5.2. Futa will lose this podium place because of punctures. There goes Aiden. Brandboy not too far behind either. Brandboy out of fuel as well. Red fuel icon. Brandboy is out of fuel. Yuri Kellerman goes past. F104 is your race winner here in Qatar, but we don't really care about that right at this second. Futa down in P6, 20 seconds behind is Tomica in P7. Yuri looks like they will finish P4 unless of more penalties than Brandboy behind. Futa back to P5. So even with that puncture, because Brandboy has run out of fuel, Futa can get a better straight line speed than Williams, which is actually crazy. Aiden with a 3-second time penalty, well, a 5-second time penalty for an unserved penalty, so that adds on to the end of his race. Tomica has caught up, so has well, I would say McLaren, but McLaren is Epic ExA. Both drivers come through the line, basically side by side. Futa finishes in P7 in the end. Leo gets his second place that he truly deserves, and Aiden, out of nowhere, gets onto the podium for P3. Who are we waiting for? There we go. Ferrari pulls into the pit wall, celebrates with his Ferrari team hanging over the metal fence. Driver of the day is Brandboy, even though they ran out of fuel. Crazy race, great to watch, great to commentate on. There is your podium celebrations. F104 on the top spot, followed by the Mercedes of Leo and the Alfa Romeo of Aiden. There is your race classifications for the main race then. F104 wins the race with only 1 second of one times three penalty seconds. Didn't need to worry in the end. 14.5 seconds the gap to Leo in second and Aiden in third. Guri, Kjellman, Marco, Tomica, Futa, Brandboy, Koru, Jen, Alfredsons and Turtle Destroyer end up the points paying positions. Pilot Flow, Epic ExA, Fran Bianchi, Crackerman, Reason B, Danny Meshala, Bud Lightyear, and Glockstick rounds off the finishing order. And it's blank again! Blank incidents! No! It's blank! Oh dear. It's blank! Again! Oh dear. The best meme at this point. Too many incidents, it was bugged. Yeah, it just took a day off. There was so many warnings. But there you go. That was the top division, bringing top quality racing and entertainment to EXA for round 5. We'll have the final race for round 5 tomorrow at 7 o'clock, where Division 3 will have their sprint race at Qatar. Other than that, next week is Japan, starting with Division 5 on Monday. So I'm hoping there won't be a lot of incident reports for the stewards, but of course there is going to be. It's EXA. Of course there's going to be a lot of incident reports. Oh dear, never mind. All right, I will see you next Wednesday for X2, and then maybe, yes, definitely for X1 on Friday. Hoping to have the same entertainment as today. But until then, stay safe and goodbye.